Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's a little bit late for me to be doing this. My brain's not really attacked that well. We're doing this. I don't care. We're doing this. Happy New Year, by the way. Happy 2025. I hope this year in particular is better than last year, because last year was not so good. And this year, for me, had better be better than it was last year, because otherwise, I don't know how much more of this I can take. So, anyway, for today's live stream, instead of just bullshitting like I sometimes usually do, I'm gonna jump in a game I personally enjoy playing a lot, and I'll try to do a follow-up without having to record a video. I'm going to try and do a follow-up on what happened. I think I already recorded a follow-up. When I did my first video, I did my first video when I was a mercenary. Now I'm what's called a loyalist. When you first play the game, you're what's called a mercenary. Your logo looks like this. Okay? This logo here looked like this. The unit I'm with, we're a mercenary unit. It just so happens that I am with House Davion, but the unit I'm in is a mercenary unit. So if the mercenaries in my unit are helping the clans, I can't join them. I'm not allowed to. Why? Because I'm in a sphere. So my unit will go in, and I won't be with them. In fact, I could join in on the IS side, but I'll be going up against my own unit, and I'm not allowed to do that. So if half my unit's IS, the other half is clan, whichever half wants to go in, the other half has to stay behind and not go in. That's the rules. When you are in a mercenary unit and you're not all one, that's what the rules are. Periodically throughout the game, you'll see things pop up here in the corner. That's what's going on. It's always IS versus clan. Always. The only thing is, what's going on with my stream? Come on. There you go. For some reason my stream was acting weird. Okay, now. Periodically, sometimes you'll see that pop up. If that pops up, you have the opportunity to go in faction play and find out what's going on. Now, if you're like me and you're a loyalist, you have to jump on the side that is in a sphere. I am part of the inner sphere. I'm not a clanner. I'm not a mercenary. I am part of the inner sphere. So I have to go on the side which is in the sphere. House Kurita is in the inner sphere. So I have to jump on their team. Even though I'm in House Davion, I have to jump in on House Kurita's team because I am a member of the great houses. Now, if one of my unit members was a clanner, or was a mercenary, and they wanted to jump in on Smoke Jaguar, I would sit out that game. Units are not allowed to go up against each other. So you either have to choose, unit has to choose one side or the other, go in. If one side goes in, the other side stays behind and just does their own thing. Out of respect for your unit, you do that. Never face your own unit. Out of respect, never face your own unit. I don't know why. That's just unwritten rule. You do that out of respect for your unit. Now, let me move my picture and I'll show you guys some stuff. When you're trying desperately to get in a unit, you have to pay attention to the faction queue. To launch a game in faction play, you need 16 people on the clan side, 16 people on the IS side. Right now, there's one waiting in queue for the clan side, and there's nothing waiting on the IS side. At this point, there's no point of even going in there. What you could do is, right down here, there's a chat. Faction chat, that's the faction. That's House Curator's chat. And this is the faction team. If you're a member of that particular IS group, for example, I'm House Davion. I don't belong in this chat because this is House Curator. I do belong in this chat. Okay? Now, if you want to offer your services, you should identify that you are a loyalist, or just say, if you need my services, I'm Davion, let me know. Or House Davion, a member of House Davion would like to offer their services if you need it. Just let them know somebody is online and from another house and willing to offer their services, so they know they have at least one person joined in. So this way, numbers don't sit there and wait for hours waiting for masters to start. If you let them know somebody's online, you see, the only thing they know is their own clan, their own team. They don't know anybody else unless you friend them. Now, one way to do that, there's a button down here. You push it, all the people who are your friends are right here. It tells you what team they're on, whether they're clan or inner sphere or mercenary. This is what a mercenary looks like. That's a clan. That's a clan. That's an IS. That's a clan. So I used to be a mercenary. So I do have a lot of friends that are clanners. So and I also have a lot of mercenary friends as well. And my unit I'm in, that's a mercenary unit. As of this point, right now, there's 5 clan members and 1 IS member waiting. At this point, we're not going to get in the battle right now. So you might want to just duck out of the chat. Work on your drop decks if you want to. You want to make sure your drop decks are upgraded and they're good to go. Do you need to replace them? Should you replace them with something else? It's up to you. I mean, think about it. Should you work on your drop decks? If not, are you thinking about replacing any mechs in your drop decks? If you are, it might be a good idea to go through the mechs you have and see which ones you have in the drop decks and which ones you can go through the drop decks here. If there's one mech in particular you don't like there and you would like to replace it with something else, figure out what mech you have in there and what its purpose is. This drop deck I use for invasions. In missions that you have one team trying to invade a base. That's what this is. This one is one team trying to defend a base. This is defense. This is offense. This is defense. This is offense. Purely offense only. The only difference between this and this has quite a bit of missile support. This has some missile support, not a lot. It's a missile boat. And this has quite a bit of missile support. This one only has this. And maybe like one here, if any. I don't even think it has any. I'm not sure. For the most part, that's the only missile boat there is. And that's first drop. So, for the most part, that's a scout. For the most part. Okay, guys? That's a scout. Your first drop always should be your support role or your scout. Now, on this drop, this is a scout. This is meant to run forward or slow jog forward and try to scout the enemies before they get to us. Of course, he's gonna die first. As soon as he dies, I jump in this thing and then start shitting bricks. When you make your drop deck, you have to make your drop deck for a specific situation. This is for attacking forts and trying to get in the forts. This is for defending forts. This is for attacking. Pure attack. This is for attack with a little bit of defense. This is only defense. So this is only attack. This is only defense. This is half-half. So your drop deck should be made for specific situations. Depending on what situation you're in, whether you're on attack or defense, that's what your drop deck should look like. I've been playing this game since beta. Trust me. I know. I played the beta test version of this game. I was told by the creators what was going to happen, what was not going to happen in this game. And I told them what I thought was accurate, what I thought was completely bullshit, and what they needed to change. And what they needed to change, they did change. They didn't change it when the original MechWarrior Online came out. They didn't change it. The game failed miserably. When Steam took it over, they fixed the mistakes that they made. They took my advice and made all the changes that I suggested. And now this version of the game that's on Steam, 95% better than it was before. I told them the original mechwarrior Online was absolutely horrific. Nobody played it. Nobody liked it. Everybody hated it. I hated it. I canceled my account. I told them, I said, you guys don't have anything right as far as the whole universe goes. Nothing has gotten right. You don't have any of the mechs right. You have any of the storyline behind it right. Nothing is correct. If you're gonna make a game in a universe as deep as this, get your storylines correct, or the people who are playing the game are gonna call you on it, and you're not gonna like hearing what they have to say. Now, you have to understand one thing. When you play this game, you are going to have mechs that you own and mechs you don't own. Let me show you what I mean. You are going to see trial mech. These mechs, if you ever see, when you have both on, you're going to see a lot of this. Those you own, trial mech. You don't own that. It only allows you to try a mech out and see if you like it. If you don't know anything about it, you can try it. The only problem with this is it doesn't tell you whether it's clan or not. There is one way to tell if something's clan or not. I'm going to show you guys right now how to tell. Select the mech. Select the trial mech. Put it in the garage. There it is, right? You want to know if it's clan or not. Okay, fine. Go in the mech lab. Now remember, you can't change anything in the mech lab on trial mechs. You can look. Pay very close attention. This says C/machine gun. Okay? C means clan. So it's clan machine gun. Clan ER small laser. Clan heavy machine gun. Clan heavy machine gun ammo. The C means clan. Here's the thing. If you're absolutely not sold on what I'm saying, take a look at this. Description: a Clan XL engine 175. A Clan XL engine with a 175 rating requires 2 critical slots in each side torso. A Clan engine in a mech means that is a Clan mech. If you're not sure what a mech is, go into the mech lab and look at the parts inside and see if anything says clan. If anything says clan on it, it's a clan mech. Now, if you know the mech, if you know the whole universe, you're automatically going to know by the names. But if you're new and you don't know, easiest way to tell is to go. That's what they have trial mechs for. You can't change any of this. But in reality, you don't need to change anything. The whole purpose is you want to try this mech out stock. You don't want to change anything in these mechs. Because if you don't like it stock, and you don't think you could change, and you look at this right now, right? Let's say you have an idea of what way you want to run this, right? Right off the bat, clan mechs, know one thing about clan mechs. All clan mechs are case protected. Okay, guys? In a sphere, you have to buy a case and install it into each part. All clan mechs, the parts are case protected. See? Case protected, case protected. So if you hit something, if you saw the ammunition in the left leg, that leg blows off, explodes. It will not damage the left torso. The left leg is not connected to the center torso because it's not touching it. It is touching the left torso. So if you have ammunition, if you're in an IS mech, always put a case where ammo is. And always put a case where when you see this symbol, put a case in the area where this symbol is. Always. Whether you have ammo in there or not. See now, the head. This has ammo in it. If this wasn't case protected, I would not put ammo in this. Because this head could explode and do damage to the center torso. Whether it's case protected or not. It'll immediately do damage to the center torso. In fact, a headshot will clearly take everything out. It'll kill the pilot. Remember, the pilot of your mech is located in the head. All you have to do is headshot. You'll kill the pilot, and the whole match is over. That's the easiest way to kill somebody. But it's hard because your top torso is always moving. Your head's always moving. You're never going to get a clear shot at the head unless the head is obviously huge. Let's take a look. Now, doing a headshot on this would probably not be that easy. As you can see, the glass here. So you'd have to get a clear shot right there in order to damage the head. The head of this mech is right here. Okay? And these are the torsos right here. Those are the torsos. These are the arms. These are the legs. Now, if someone decided to shoot at this arm, they wanted to shoot this arm, they want to take the arm off. Okay, the arm is now disconnected. There's no arm here. All that's left is the socket and the torso. So you have whatever weapons you still have left between the torso, arm, and the core. Alright? Now, what you could do is, the fact you're missing weapons on one side, what you now could do is, basically you could take, here's an idea. I have something for you. What if somebody takes this arm off, right? You're deep in battle. Somebody blows your arm off. Immediately you start going in panic mode. Oh my God, what do I do? If you're in panic mode, you're not sure what to do, get out of there. Do not allow them to continue. Try to get to a safe place where you can stop and think. Do not sit there and allow yourself to get pummeled. Remember, the arm It's protecting the arm socket. Arm socket is an open hole. If a shot gets into that open hole, it may start doing direct damage to this area here. There's no armor when this arm gets blown off. That arm is the only thing protecting this thing here. So you really need to get out of there. Stop and think. What do I have left to protect myself? Am I going to be able to do this? Should I take a more defensive position and let the other guys take care of it? How am I going to do this without dying? How am I going to be of assistance to my team with no arm? You have to think about this for a minute. If somebody takes your arm off, how are you going to be a big help to your team? Well, easiest way to go in the mech lab and think about it. Okay, let's say someone takes off an arm. Let's say they take off the left arm. Okay, guys? Let's say this is not here. If this is not here, now you now have one laser and 4 machine guns gone. All you have left is ammunition and 4 machine guns here and 2 lasers here. So you have half your weapons still intact. So if they only took the arm off, you're doing good. And if they destroy the left torso, nothing will explode because you have nothing in there. Okay? So far, it's looking good. So if they do shoot in that open hole where the arm used to be, and they kill that torso, fine. You're good. Don't worry. Then you have a problem. If the left torso is destroyed, they have direct connection to the center torso. It's wide open. Anyway, your center torso is wide open anyway. So if they're only shooting the side, they have to get through these first. If they're shooting from the front or the back, completely different story. If they're shooting from the front and they're shooting it straight at your core, armor is going to be here. If they're shooting at you directly in front of you and they're shooting at your belly, that's going to be this armor here. Now, let's say a light comes around back, sneaks around back with 2 small lasers and starts shooting at you. You only have 2 armor on the rear. You're not going to last very long. You don't have a lot of armor on the back. I'm telling you, you're not going to last that long. No matter what weapons he's throwing at you, you're not going to last very long with only 2 armor on the back. So no matter what, if you decide not to put a lot of armor on the rear, never have your back to the enemy. Ever. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what situation is. I don't want to hear any bullshit excuses. Never keep your back to the enemy unless you put armor on the rear. And the center torso armor has to be as high as you can get it at all times. And the head has to be max. Keep the head armor at max. Make sure the center torso and the head available says 0. Right now we have the head has 6 armor points available. That should say 0. That should say 0. That should be at half. So in reality, this can get tweaked down a bit. This can get tweaked up a lot. So this trial mech is meant for you to try out, see if you like the way it runs, the way it drives. See if you enjoy piloting this mech. This mech is not meant to kill everything all at once. This is stock mech. You cannot change. It's a trial mech. It's only meant to try it out. Trial mechs are only for trial purposes. That's it. Now let's say you have only ones you own. That's a different story. None of these, I can guarantee you, are stock. I never have any of my mechs stock. I always try to improve them as best as I can. The only one I have that's as close to stock as possible is this one. This one is pretty dang close to being stock, I think. Let me check. Actually, I did make 1 or 2 changes. As you can see, I increased the armor. Rear armor is increased. This, when I first got it, this was maxed. This was at 2. I increased this up to 14. Left this at 34. This is less armor in the front. At least it's got some armor in the back. So, at least has some armor. Now, there's 2 available in the legs. The reason why is because I use up whatever points I had. I tried to use up here and it's on the torso. You get allotted a certain amount of points to use for armor. Okay, guys, that's the way things go with this game. Now, whenever the amount of points you're allowed to use is used up, it'll say it'll still have available points left, and some will say nothing. When you have too many areas that say available nothing, you're gonna have to sacrifice. Here I sacrifice the legs for bodies. Now, this could be good. This could also be bad. This could bite me in the ass. And I'll tell you why. This could bite me really bad. Because if you blow one leg, you're crippled. You walk slower. Fine, whatever. If both legs are destroyed, your mech is destroyed, you're back in the garage. So this could bite me in the ass. So what you could do is go through. I need to free up 4 points. So go through and see where I can make points up and where I shouldn't make points up. So let's see if we can do. How about we put the ammo for the machine gun how about we reduce that by 2, that by 2, that by 2. Is that better? That looks better to me. Now the legs at least have a little bit more. The torsos are a little bit less. But the core and the head is still decent. Now, if you really wanted to go nuts, you can go this down 1 point, that down 1 point. That's perfect. If I were to save any mech, that I would save. I would save that. To me, that is perfect. Because you have not a spectacular amount of armor, but for a medium mech, that is fairly decent. Center core is absolutely perfect. Head is as good as it's gonna get. The core and the head are the most important part. The arms are granted gonna have the most weapons, but the arms you're gonna lose arms. It's a given, and which means that if you lose both arms, you lose all your weapons, or your good weapons anyway. Think about it this way. Someone blows both your arms off, you lose your short range missiles and your medium pulse lasers. All you have left is your machine guns. Your automatic missile systems you still have intact. What you do is then, if they blow both your arms off, you back up and play defense. Do not stay up front. Do not play support roles. Immediately go back on defense, and defend whatever you gotta defend. Try to help the team and try not to die. Sorry. And try not to die. Okay, guys? That's the main thing. The main thing is you have to try not to die, because as soon as you basically die, you're no good to the team. The only time dying is not seen as that big of a deal is when you're in a faction play situation. Why? And that's where this comes in. If you're playing in faction play, let's say you're in Innisphere, right? And you have Clan Wolf on the other side. Clan Wolf is trying to attack you, okay? So you're defending the base. Okay, guys? Now, if you're defending a base, if you're in Innisphere and you're defending a base, would you want to take all light? All a little light mix? Or would you want to take all heavy medium assaults with no missile launchers? No. You'd want to take things that are good on defense. Things that have armor that's maxed out. Okay? Skills maxed out. Okay, guys? Now, if you wanted to do purely, if you want to do pure defense, no attack. If the enemy goes through the front gate into the base, you have to have mechs here ready to assault them. As soon as they enter the front gates, immediately they call everybody to the front gate. They're about to go through it. Everybody marches up to the front gate. Now, if you have missile boats, you're not marching up to that front gate. Why? Because you have missile boats in your but think I might just cut this short. I might just cut this short tonight. I don't think there's really anybody going to be on, so I might just cut this short tonight. Alright, I'm gonna have another video prepared for you guys next week. I'm gonna be doing another video on one of the games next week. Preferably I'm gonna be recording it when it's not so late. These live streams, I record them a little bit later than I should, so, and if I do, I'm sorry, because my brain's not really with it. I shouldn't be doing this late at night because my brain doesn't really like doing this. So nobody's gonna see the live stream anyway, so I'm just gonna say, okay, subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel, because I do record videos. You can check those out. These live streams are kind of lame because my brain's not really intact this late at night, and I'm disturbing all the others that live here, and they don't go well. I'm telling you right now, they're not good. They don't go well. So anyway, that's it. Okay, guys. So basically what it boils down to is, we'll catch you guys later. Please tune in next week. I'll have another video recorded and posted. The video I just posted, I had a slight problem with copyright. There might be a cut in the audio. In the video I just posted, there might be a long cut in the audio. Might be audio problems. The reason why there's audio problems is because I had a copyright issue with one of the sounds in the video. So they had to edit the video to take the copyrighted content out. So there's a portion of the video that has no audio. So just watch the video, enjoy it. If there's no audio, don't panic, don't freak out. That was done like that on purpose. Okay, guys? Next week, I'm going to try and do the game videos as I usually do, because every time I try to do a normal video, I keep getting copyright strikes after another. Keep editing my videos and ruining the videos, and nobody likes them. Nobody watches them, nobody likes them. So I'm just done. I'm done doing these. I don't really like doing these live streams because nobody watches them, nobody participates. And I'm honestly done talking because nobody's going to be on to listen. So I will continue to do live streams, but I won't do them long. I won't be doing long live streams like most people do. I'm going to be cutting mine short because I do have others that live in this house and they need to sleep, and I'm keeping them awake. So I need to cut out. So with that in mind, I'll see you guys later. Please stay tuned. Next week I will have another video posted. I think, leave in the comment down below if you'd like to see what game you'd like to see me do. Out of the games I've already did a review on, let me know what game you want to see me play on Let's Play, and I'll play it. If you want to play with me, let me know, and I'll do a live stream and you guys can play with me. For example, Robocraft, mechwarrior Online, that type of thing. If you want to play with me, let me know. Comment down below And after this live stream's over, comment down below if you would like to play with me in that game, and what your username is and what game it is. Anybody watching the video can then play with you. So we'll use this sort of as like a meeting new friends in games. So sometimes it's a little hard with online games to meet new friends. Well, we'll use this to do that. That's fun. What game are you playing? What time? What time do you usually come on? Are you are you looking for people just to play with casual, for fun, or is it serious? Put it in the comments down below. Maybe some people will look at the video and go, "Hey, that's great. Somebody plays this game too?" Sure. Whether it's MechWarrior Online or whether it's Robocraft or anything you play online, I don't even care if it's on a different console. Throw it in the comments down below. Somebody watching this video might be playing that game and might be looking for people as well. Okay, guys? It's a really good idea. I mean, if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to, guys. I mean, might as well. You might find like-minded people who play the same game you enjoy playing. I enjoy playing this game. This game I like a lot. I don't have a lot of people to play with in this game. In fact, the unit I'm in, they're never online. And unit I wanted the unit that I help out, they're never online either. So I'm basically all alone in this game. I mean, they play the game, but they're on different time zones than I'm on. So I don't know. Maybe they don't play at night. Maybe they play during the day. I don't know. Maybe different time zones. Again, I don't know. But no matter what game you play, if you're playing on different servers, put down what server. I know this game has 15 servers, okay? I'm telling you guys right now. You log in to the closest server to where you live, okay, guys? So if you live in California, you're going to be on the Pacific server. Now, if there's not enough people in the Pacific server for a game, it's going to take you to another server, whether it's Mountain, Eastern, Oceanic, which is overseas, which is like sort of like Japan, that type of stuff. Oceanic is more toward the west, more toward the east. No, more toward the west. Yes. And then overseas is the European servers, like England, that type of stuff. That's the European servers. So they have a lot of servers in this game. World of Tanks has Pacific, Mountain, Eastern, and they have a fourth one, which I think they have a European server as well, and that's it. They don't have an Oceanic server because they don't have people in Japan. So you have to understand, Battletech, this is based off the Battletech universe. Battletech was invented in Japan. So naturally there's going to be a lot of Japanese people playing this game because Battletech was invented by Japanese people. So naturally they're going to want to play this game. So you're going to see a lot of people on the Oceanic servers because the Japanese people invented BattleTech. And this is, even though we call it mechwarrior, the original name for this is called BattleTech. And BattleTech started a long time ago, probably about, I'd like to say 1980s. If I'm wrong, just drop it in comment down below. I'd like to say BattleTech was started maybe 1980s. And I think BattleTech started as role-playing games, novels, books, tabletop games. They had tabletop games periodically. They had a couple of periodically had some tabletop games here and there. I'm trying to keep the volume low for my roommates, so they had tabletop games here and there. They also had, I think, they had role-playing games as well. They had role-playing games where they had books, and they had plastic figures, and then battle mats, where you would follow storylines, and of course, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but with battle mechs. So, I don't exactly know how it works, but I do have one here. I've never played it, but I do have one here. It has books, it has a mat, and it has plastic figures. And all the plastic figures look exactly like these. It's pretty cool. And you could probably still find it in stores. Actually, I don't know, this particular one you can't get anymore because this is not mechwarrior. This is BattleTech. Let me see if I can get the game. Let me make my window bigger and show you guys the game, because this particular game is pretty interesting. Let's make my window bigger. I'll be right back. Now this is a pretty old game. I believe this game came out, let me see, it's the 3rd edition. So this had to have come out maybe in 1982, 83 maybe, I don't know. Maybe 82, 83, let me see. Yeah, about 82, 83. About 1984, 85. This is the original BattleTech 3rd edition. This is the original BattleTech game, 3rd edition. This was based off of mechwarrior. Mechwarrior is the American version of the BattleTech universe. Now, see that figure there? Let me show you. Let me show you that. This was the Japanese version of this mech I'm about to show you, and you're gonna be like, that's a completely different mech. No, it's not the different mech. This is the same goddamn thing. That's the same mech. That's called an Atlas. It's the same mech. Same exact thing. It's a Steiner. It's a House Steiner assault mech. This is an Atlas. But this is Atlas from the BattleTech universe. From the original novels. This is what an Atlas is supposed to look like. The Atlas that the video game made it look like, they made it look like a towering behemoth from hell. Of course, it probably is a towering behemoth from hell, but the novels didn't depict it as that. So, again, you have the original novels versus these games here, and you have these game designers here. Now, FASA International made this game. FASA made this game, the tabletop game. They have dice, they gave you figures, and they also gave you a battle mat, which is, let me see if I can get the battle mat out. It has a battle mat with squares and stuff like that. See? Let's see if I can get in there. There's a battle mat with squares, and all the figures go on the squares. Pretty simple, straightforward, you know, easy. It also gives you reference books, storybooks, storylines, stuff like that. Stuff to help you play the game. Stuff to teach you how to play the tabletop game. Advanced rules, all that type of stuff, and I mean, they have a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. A lot of advanced technical stuff. Which is what people like about this game, you know? They like the technical aspect of it. Backstories, storylines, technical specs, all that type of stuff. It's pretty much sky's limit, you know? They also give you these. They give you these. Now these are given out to the players, okay? The players get the basic sheets for reference. You get these sheets for reference right here. It gives you reference material on the different engines they have available. Inner-sphere weapons table. Missiles. What type of missiles, how they fire, the way they fire. Same way they do it. Same thing as this game. Only difference is it's on paper. That's it. This is the same as this game. Only difference is this is on paper. This is a role-playing game on paper. Okay, guys. They have firing arcs. Hold on. Let me show you guys. Firing weapons, firing arcs, that type of stuff. See? So basically, it's the same thing. It basically is the same exact thing as this game. The only difference is apparently there's a faucet catalog here. That's what we have right here. Wait, hold on. That's what we have right here. That's what I have right here. That's what we have right in front of us right here. Now, they have other stuff in here as well. This should look familiar. See that? MechWarrior? Right there. That's where they got the idea for MechWarrior from. MechWarrior second edition. Role-playing system from the BattleTech universe. So the MechWarrior series was based off of the BattleTech universe. That's basically what it boils down to, guys. This game is only a very small portion of BattleTech. BattleTech is huge. Hundreds and thousands of years and people joining in to fight for whatever. And I mean, MechWarrior is only a very sliver portion of storyline compared to the original BattleTech universe. The original BattleTech universe is 10 times the storyline that this MechWarrior series will even get into. So, and this game is only like a bare sliver. If you want to get the whole story, you'll have to read the novels, which there's a lot of them. They have the original novels were written by somebody I don't know. If I ever find the original novelist, I will do a video on it. Try to get my hands on one of his books too. I'll try to get my hands on one of his books if I can. And I'll try to do a review and let you guys know the difference between that, the novel, and this game. So, for what I can tell, MechWarrior, people say, oh, MechWarrior is not the same. No, MechWarrior is the same. MechWarrior is only a small sliver of the original BattleTech universe. The original BattleTech universe took place within hundreds and thousands of years. Hundreds and thousands of different planets. Different things happened, and different innospheres and different clans. I mean, there wasn't only a specific amount of houses. The MechWarrior universe, the MechWarrior offshoot, concentrates on a select group of mechs, a select group of houses, a select group of clans. And that's it. Only a certain system, and that's it. The MechWarrior universe focuses on two star systems. One system the clans are in, another system the Innisphere is in. The clanners are going to try and take over. Let me show you guys an example. For example, this is one star system. Okay, guys? This is another star system. Okay, the clanners are here. They're in one star system. The clanners want to try and take over this star system here. This is the Innisphere. Innisphere has their own star system. The clanners want to try and take over this star system. But they gotta get through the houses first. So naturally they target the weaker houses first. So House Kurita is not a weak house. It's just by chance in this particular game, there's not a lot of people that even want to play in House Kurita. So obviously they're losing people like crazy. They're losing land like crazy as of right now. So As you can see right now, House Curia is losing land like crazy. This is owned by Clan Ghost Bear. Clan Ghost Bear has been on a tear lately, trying to take all this land from House Curia. So now Rasselhog, I don't think there's barely anything left of Rasselhog at this point. Because this is owned by Clan Wolf. I'm telling you right now. The red ones are Clan Wolf. That's Rasselhog. All the red ones here, those are all Clan Wolf. See? Clan Wolf. So, every planet, they have battles to take over the star system. The clans are trying to take over the star system from the houses. Little by little, they're trying to. And some of the houses, they're succeeding. I'm telling you right now, Free Rasselhog only has a handful of planets left. Right now, Free Rasselhog only owns 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 27, 28, 29, 31, 32. They only own so far 35 planets, I'd like to say. Yeah, this is not owned by them. That's owned by another clan. Jesus, mother of God. So for Free Rasselhog, basically only has 35 planets left, and that's it. The clans have taken over Free Rasselhog. Free Rasselhog is almost gone. They've literally wiped off the face of the earth at this point. The clans have taken over. The clans have taken over Free Rasselhog. They're almost done. And House Curia is up next. I'm telling you right now. Clan Ghost Bear is going to take over, going to try to take over what's left of House Curia. And when they're done, they're going to go right after Davion. And when they go after Davion, they're going to fail. Every time. Because I'm going to bring whoever I can to make sure that they don't touch it. The hell they are. I'm telling you right now, the hell they are. This game is all about, if you are being a loyalist, you have to really be on guard with your house. You have to really make sure you know no mercenaries, no house members, no mercenaries, and make sure that everybody has their drop decks. Make sure you have these set up perfectly according to different situations. Have one defense. Hold on. Have one defense drop deck, one offense, and one both. Always have one that's good for both offense and defense, one that's good for only defense, one that's good for only offense. If you're a mercenary, you should have one inner sphere deck and one clan deck. When you finally choose a side, have one or the other. That's it. Now, I'm in the inner sphere. I do own clan mechs. I do own a few. Not many. I do own a few. I have them from the days when I used to be in a mercenary. So I have at least a drop deck's worth of mechs. I have these 5 here. Or 4. I used to have 5. I sold the 5th one. So I figured why get rid of all of them? I personally like collecting urban mechs, so I figured Even if I never use the damn thing, I enjoy collecting urban mechs. They're my favorite. There's nothing wrong with owning these mechs. If I'm an Innisphere, there's nothing wrong with owning a clan mech if you're an Innisphere. But there's no point in dumping money into it if you're not in clan. When I first started this game, I was a mercenary. So I had a drop deck all ready to go for clan, which was these guys here. And I had a summoner, which I sold. Because I got this one for free this year through the Christmas. They had a thing in Christmas. If you got a certain amount of challenges, they gave you a free mech, a free prime mech. So they gave me a Viper Prime. So they gave me a Viper Prime for free. So I sold my summoner for credits and kept the Viper Prime because you can't. If they give you a mech, you're not allowed to sell it. So you may as well sell one you bought to make room for one that you. For example, I'm not a clanner. I have no intention of going back to mercenary. So I'm going to sell a mech that I already purchased with money. I'm going to sell a mech and replace it with this one. Because this one I cannot sell. You cannot sell mechs that they give you for free. You have to keep them, whether you like them or not. So I'll just sell mechs that I don't need anymore. That's all. And that summoner I did not need. I did not need it because I'm an Innisphere. I'm not a clanner. And the summoner is a clan mech. This is a clan mech. I like this mech. I personally enjoy this mech. This mech is what got me involved in the Battletech universe to begin with. Anyway, I know the story behind it. I know the reason why it was made. I know a lot about this mech, so I have no intention of ever getting rid of it. Am I going to use it? Probably not. But I enjoy it. So, I have it. I basically have it maxed out. It's done. This is a clan version of the urban mech. Honestly, clanners seem to do mechs better. Not always. This version of the urban mech, in my opinion, I don't think this one's better. I have urban mechs that I tweaked a bit, and they were 95.5 times better. For example, UMR68, this one here. This one I redid. This one is 95% better than any urban mech you could ever own. UMR68 was basically a 3 laser, 2 missile, it only had short range missiles and 3 small lasers, and that's it. I put 3 large lasers and 2 LRM-5 launchers with ammo all over the mech. It doesn't have a lot of armor on it. It's not fast. It has the slowest engine possible, and lightest and slowest engine possible. But it's different. It's good for defensive purposes, which is what I made it for. I keep this guy in the back, launching missiles all the way down yonder to all the bad guys on the other end of the battlefield. That's what it's used for. This one here, UMR. This one is badass little guy. This one has a lot of lasers on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 lasers. I have to have a lot of heat sinks on this thing. Let's see, heat management. Heat sinks. Where's the heat sinks? I have 6 double heat sinks on this thing. This thing has 6 double heat sinks. Double heat sinks. 6 double heat sinks on that thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 lasers with 6 double heat sinks. And yet, it doesn't overheat. That's impressive. Very impressive. The problem is, if you fire all the weapons at once, it will overheat. So what I did was, to overcompensate, as you can see, this could be a lot of problems. This is what I did. Ready? Come on with the grips. Using my head. Or what's left of it, of course. One button on my mouse, I had 2 medium lasers firing. Another button, I have 3 medium lasers firing. Another button, I have 4 medium lasers firing. I have the split. I have a 6 button mouse. I have only 3 buttons for this. 3 buttons for this one mech. I know for a fact that when you fire one button, count 2 monkeys, then fire another button. Then 2 monkeys, then fire another button. The reason why is because those 2 monkeys will allow you to get the heat down to 0 to fire another one. I have this down to a science. It has a lot of lasers on it. Now, if I'm in a absolutely desperate situation and this guy has to die, otherwise I'm dead, I can do an alpha strike, hit all 3 buttons, shut the mech down, enemies destroyed, and it'll give me time to recover. That you can do. Desperate situations call for desperate measures. Obviously, this mech has the panic button available. So, you have to remember to push all 3 buttons at the same time. That's called an alpha strike. That mech in particular has the ability to do an alpha strike. There's a button on the keyboard that does alpha strikes, but you just push all 3 buttons at the same time. No big deal. Okay. I have a lot of urban mechs. They all do different things. I enjoy monkeying around with them. They're fun. They're fun little mechs to screw around with. I don't care. I have a bunch of stuff. I have Orions, Thunderbolts. They're interesting. Of course, I have the Atlas, which you saw. I have an Awesome. I have a Mauler. I have 2 Zeuses. I have 2 Orions. I have one Thunderbolt. 1 Archer, which you saw, I believe. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Griffins. This one's all lasers. This one's all missiles. This one's half lasers, half missiles. This has gas rifles and short streaks and machine guns. This has dual ERPPCs. It's a blackjack. This Centurion has only lasers. And the Black Knight only has lasers. These enforcers are small. They're kind of tiny. They're like medium mechs, really. That's really what they are. They're medium, sort of. They're situated differently. I believe this one is all lasers, I believe. It has one here, and two here. And that's it. And as I show you guys, it's pretty simple. It can hold ballistics. It can hold AMS. I don't have it in there. All I have is heat sinks and large lasers, and that's it. The reason why is because I don't want all that stuff in it. I want only lasers in it. Because if I have to take hits, there's not a lot of armor. There's not a lot of armor on an enforcer. So I know for a fact, all I have to do is tilt when I shoot, I fire at them face forward. I turn the torso to the left and let them hit the arm. Left torso, which is left side, has weapons. Now I want them to hit the right side. So what I do is I fire with the weapons, then turn to the right, let them hit the right arm and right torso. They blow the right arm and the right torso, I know to back off to the back of the battlefield. I purposely use these guys as meat shields. So I have half the mech working. The other half is my meat shield. It's a small mech. It doesn't have a lot of armor, but it has to go through these two sections in order to hit this. As long as I keep the upper torso, fire and then turn to the right. Fire, then turn to the right. Then fire, then twist torso to the right. So you play mechs, but you play them sort of like develop a strategy with certain mechs. This mech, I know, doesn't have a lot of armor on it. So I basically neglected putting anything on one side on purpose. So I could eject as much armor as I could on it, let them hit that. You don't want them hitting this or this, okay? We want them to hit this. So twist the torso so that they hit this only. Okay, guys? You starting to understand me? This game, it works differently than other games. Okay, guys? In World of Tanks, you hit... you have glaciuses, you have armor spots, you have viewports. Here you don't have that. Granted, you have the glass in the head. Granted, you do have the glass. If they have a small viewport, then it's going to be hard. But you're not going to purposely aim for a headshot. You're going to aim for whatever's easier. The first thing you can get your hands on to shoot, you're going to shoot that. So, if you purposely set up your mech so that half the mech is disposable, but you have it heavily armored, you're good to go. All you have to do is let this half go, let this half be destroyed, and don't forget to twist your torso on fire when the heat goes down. All the heat sinks are on the side. Everything you need to survive is on this side. Everything you don't need is on this side. If one leg goes, if this leg goes, you're not dead yet. These go, you're not dead yet. If these go, you're dead. So obviously, if they blow these two off, immediately, if they blow these two off, immediately get to the back of the battlefield as soon as possible. As soon as the right arm, right torso is gone, get to the back of the battlefield, make sure nobody spots you. And try to hit people from a distance if you can. Because once these are gone, your whole plan is down in smoke. I mean, this game is all about strategy and, gee, how can I stay alive? How can I kill things? You have to take whatever you can get and work on it. Do the best you can. This side is expendable. This side is not. So obviously you're going to face this side toward the enemy. Fire, then face this side toward the enemy. Let them fire at this. Let them kill this. Once these are gone, then you have to get the hell off the battlefield so nobody sees you. Because that means they're going to start shooting at this, then this. And you don't want that. So, obviously, remember I told you the glass is very vulnerable? Well, this mech in particular has a very big glass. I mean, it's huge. 1, 2, 3. It's huge. It's gigantic. I mean, that's a one shot right there. And it's so big. You don't even need to zoom in to see that. That's a big glass. The weakest spot in the whole mech is the cockpit with the pilot sitting. So, I mean, you hit that, you're screwed, guys. If they hit this, you're screwed. You're dead. That's it. One shot. And the glass gives way. Granted, it's reinforced glass, but it can only take so much punishment. It's not armor. I'm telling you right now, the glass is not armored. It's reinforced, but it's not armored. And your pilot's sitting in there. So, I mean, there's really nothing you can do at that point. So, you gotta be careful, guys. When you're piloting a mech, you have to be very careful. Some of these cockpit glasses, awful big. I mean, they're very, very big. You know what's also very big? This one. But as you can see what I did, I made it black. I made it the same color as the glass. So even though the glass is huge, the glass wraps around the head, the face. This is the glass right here. See it right there? This, all this, and all that. That's glass. That's all one shot right there. But from a because I made the mech black, you really can't see it that well. You really can't see it that well because I made the mech black. You now can't see the glass, obviously. I mean, it doesn't stick out because the glass is tinted, so it's tinted the same color as the mech is. So therefore, it's hard to see the glass. This one's practically a one shot. I'm telling you right now. It has the top is made out of glass, and the front is made out of glass, including the bottom. This whole thing is one big glass cockpit. These things should be never be assault mechs. These should be. You should always give these a rear, put weapons that you can fire from the distance. Make sure you have zooms. Make sure you have targeting systems on there. Make sure you have zooms. Make sure you have weapons that can fire long distances like Gauss rifles, PPCs, ER PPCs. Make sure you have ER large lasers, ER small lasers. With these mechs, make sure everything is extended range. Make sure you're using long range missiles. Make sure you're using PPCs that are longer range PPCs. Make sure on these mechs you're using everything that's long range. Everything, because this cockpit glass, one shot, you're done. There's a lot of glass here, guys, and you can't miss it. I mean, you're dead. One shot on this and you're toast. You're done for. Absolutely done for. Some of these mechs are not meant for direct combat. This one in particular, this is not that bad, but the paint scheme I have here does not do it any good. I don't play this mech that often, so honestly, I could care less. Plus, not a lot of people are smart enough to even know to hit the head. So, plus, a lot of times when I play this game, I fire, and I purposely turn my mech toward the arm that I don't really use that much. I have weapons in both hands. Now, I have machine gun ammo in this torso here, and 2 machine guns here, right? And now I have 2 large lasers here and here. Now I have missiles up here with ammo in here. What I do is I fire forward with everything, twist the torso so that this side is facing them. Turn the torso so that they fire at this. So if they fire at this, I have a case in each of the torsos. I have a case in there. So that this way, if it gets blown off, it's not going to explode and take out the engine, which is bad news. So the thing is, you have to think what happens when this goes. It's going to explode. Have a case. If you're in a sphere, make sure there's a case in there. If you're clan, don't worry about it. You have a case in there automatically. They're built in with them. For example, show you an example. Let me show you something with an AC. Ballistics 2. Yes. Okay, here we go. Perfect example. Okay, now. This urban mech has ballistics. Now, this has an option to put an AMS in it. I don't have an AMS in it. Why, you ask? AMS requires the AMS with the ammo for the AMS as well. Unless you're using a laser AMS, which doesn't require ammunition because it's a laser. That's 1.5 tons. Now, the 1.5 tons is all this ballistics here. So I can either have AC2 with all its ammo, or I can have an AMS. I can't have both. So I don't have the tonnage for it. Now, why don't you lighten up the mech? Okay, let's lighten it. What do you know? Fair fit burst armor, endosteel structure. It's as light as it's gonna get. Can't get any lighter than this. What about the engine? There's a light engine here. It's a 100 speed light engine. You can go down to a light engine 60, but then it's going slower than it's going its stock engine slower. And honestly, anything an urban mech with a stock engine is not worth it. You have to be able to get to the battlefield. You have to be able to get to the fight. If you can't get to the fight, no point of even joining the game. The only time you have stock engine in there is if you don't need to get into the fight. For example, if you have this mech here, you don't need a bigger engine. You can have the stock engine, see? Why? Because long range. You have long range right here. These are only for up close and personal for defensive. And that's a tag just so I can, if I can't get a direct lock, use a tag to get the lock. No big deal. Keep your heat sinks in the legs, the core, and one of the torsos. Now, the only thing that has ammunition in it that I'm worried about exploding is this the right arm here. Okay, guys? So I have a case protected just in case. So you have to think. Somebody's going to destroy an arm. Is it going to explode? Does it have ammunition in it, or does it have weapons that carry ammunition in it? Is it going to explode? This will explode. It has to be case protected. This AMS could have ammunition in it. Fortunately for us, it doesn't have ammunition because it's a laser. Lasers do not explode, so it doesn't need a case. Again, these two do not need cases. This is a laser. This does not need a case. There's a light tag. A tag is a laser. Doesn't need a case. That don't need a case. The only thing that needs a case is this, and has it. Now, what I could do is, I could put endo steel and try to put in a bigger engine. Try to squeeze in a bigger engine if I could. But the most I could put in is a 100 speed engine. Now, fair fibrous armor and a 100 speed engine won't work. It still won't work. Now here you work it out. It's just too heavy. The missiles are too heavy. This mech was only made for SRMs or short streaks. You're supposed to put in a bigger engine, short streak missiles, and small lasers with a regular AMS. That's what this is supposed to be set up for. That's what this thing is set up for, stock. I turned this into a missile boat. You can't see, that's what the good part about this game. You can do this. It was made for something else. You can make it into something else. Now, if you are a clanner, allow me to show you guys what you can do if you're in clan. if you are in clan, you can do something in particular which a lot of people don't know about. If you are a clanner, you have the ability. Now, this is a mad dog. The one thing a clanner mech has are these things. See that? This is the setup. Okay, guys? Innisphere mech do not have this. It tells you the left arm from what mech. Okay, guys? So right now we have the left arm of the Mad Dog Prime. Left torso of the Mad Dog A. A Mad Dog A right torso. A Mad Dog Prime right arm. And yet this is a Mad Dog A. So I basically got rid of the two arms and put in Mad Dog Prime right arms and left arms. And left the Mad Dog A torsos in. I switched the Mad Dog head to Mad Dog Prime head. Because I like the Mad Dog Prime looks more like the original Mad Dog. The Mad Dog Prime is pretty much the exact neck that Clan Wolf made. So that's the variant that Clan Wolf made. So that's the way it boils down to. So I wanted to make sure that it looked exactly like it should look. So as far as the legs goes, the legs are in Mad Dog Prime. The legs have a specific look to them, so I made sure I put the Prime legs. But the left and right torsos, I changed. The left and right torsos, I left alone. Everything else is Mad Dog Prime. See? Prime. 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 Mad Dog A. Mad Dog A. Now look, this is a Mad Dog Prime. Center torso. This is going to tell you what mech this is. Ready? Center torso. You cannot change the center torso. This is a Mad Dog B. Okay, guys? See? See what I did? Mad Dog A. Mad Dog A. Mad Dog Prime. Mad Dog Prime. Mad Dog Prime. I wanted this to look like a Mad Dog Prime, but I wanted it set up like a Mad Dog A. The Mad Dog A is the missile boat. The Mad Dog Prime looks exactly like the one Clan Wolf made. So what I did was I wanted to have the look of the original Mad Dog outfitted like the original Mad Dog. So I had to put omniports from two different mechs in here, and to get rid of the this is the Mad Dog B. I had to take parts from the Mad Dog A and Mad Dog Prime and to get rid of all the Mad Dog B parts. Everything, including the legs, they're all gone. The only thing that's original is the center torso. Because you're not allowed to change the center torso. Center torso has to stay the way it is. That's the way the clanners work. You're allowed to change whatever you want, except for the center torso. Center torso has to stay stock. the engine can be changed. Once you change it, that's it. It's there. In fact, I don't know if you're allowed to swap engine or not. I think you can, but I think once it's in, it's in. So, but that's the way the clans work. Clans are a little different. So, in fact, they're very different. So, if you're buying a battle mech, for example, Urban Mech Jenner 2C, okay? Actually, let's show you in the clan mech. This is not going to be good because they only have, no, actually they do have 2 clan urban mechs. They do have 2. I only have one of the 2, so I think they do have 2. So I think let's check that out. The other one is equipped the same way. Okay, now you have more than one. If you have more than one mech available, then they will have a box up here, okay? And that box will tell you what part and what mech that came from. You should be able to actually change out Omni ports. There is one more urban mech for clan, but that mech is situated exactly the same as this one is. It just looks different. So that's how you know if there's any more clan mechs in different variants. Because then the variant box will be right up here and it's not there. For example, the Nova. Let's show you guys the Nova. Now the Nova, see? Nova. See that? The last mech I just showed you, that was not there. That was a clan mech, and that was not there. That's because the Nova has a lot of different variants. There's a lot of different Novas out there. There's a lot of variants. There's like 10 or 15 different Novas out there. So you can interchange the parts if you want to. So I didn't really go nuts with the Nova. I just kept the stock and that's it. So I figured, why bother? Just leave it. I knew it wasn't going to be a clanner anyway, so I figured it's fine, leave it. I figured I'm not going to be a clanner anyway, so why am I bothering? Just leave it. The hell with it. Let's see. That's it. There's one more thing I want to go over with you guys that I really didn't get a chance to go over, and that is okay. The Blackjack. Blackjack is a very odd mech. It's quite odd, I should say. Now the variants, they all vary. We'll go to the store. I'll show you guys what the variants look like. It's much different than a lot of other mechs you will see out there, like Bushwhacker, Blackjack. Here we go. Now the variants for the Blackjack differ. Okay, guys. You have BJ2, 2 ER large lasers, and 4 streaks. Now, your missiles are on the torsos. So you need to have cases on all the torsos. On the 2 torsos you need cases, and then the head. Well, you don't necessarily need one in the head. It helps. This guy here. What's this? This has 6 ballistic, 3 energy. 6 ballistic, 3 energy. No missiles, 1 AMS, and no ECM at all. So this has a lot of ballistic weapons. And ballistic weapons, the ammo can explode if that part is destroyed. So this mech in particular used to have a lot of cases in it. I mean, we're talking a lot of cases in it. Every part of this mech should be cased up completely, just like the clan mechs. You better make sure it is. Ballistics ammo explodes more than missiles do. I'm telling you right now. It's dead serious. Ballistics are very dangerous. 2 ballistics in this one. You're looking at ballistics here. That's a laser. That's a laser. That's a laser. That's a ballistic right there. It says there's 2 ballistics. I don't think they have the ballistics. I don't think they use both the ballistics in it. No, they only have... It has room for 2 ballistics. They only have 1. The reason why they only have 1 is because they have an AC-20, not an AC-5 or an AC-10. AC-20 is a lot heavier. So, instead of having 2 AC-5s, they have 1 AC-20. So, instead of having 2 small ballistics in there, they have 1 big ballistic. So, bigger ballistics mean bigger bullets, mean bigger boom. Which means the ammo is going to make a bigger boom. Which means you're definitely going to need cases. Again, the big weapons are great, but you need... Make sure you have cases on everything. Arms will explode. I mean, torsos can explode and set your whole entire core off. I mean, this one has 2 lasers and 2 PPCs. That's fine. You don't need cases on any of this stuff. There's no missiles, there's no ballistic, nothing. I will say one thing, you need a lot of heat sinks on this thing. This thing has standard heat sinks. No, it has 3 double heat sinks. It can use 1 more. Because that's a lot of energy weapons. So that has a lot of energy weapons. It has a 160 speed engine. Okay. A 160 standard engine built in it. Okay. It has no jump jets at all, period. It doesn't need it, honestly. It's a standard structure, standard armor. Okay, guys. 3 double heat sinks, which is enough. But if you're like constantly, you have a hand on the button firing like crazy, this thing's gonna overheat. So you might want to add You might want to add either an endosteel structure or ferrofibrous armor and add one more heatsink to this, and this one should be fine. This one should be just fine. This one needs one more heatsink. So make room for one more heatsink by adding either an endosteel structure or ferrofibrous armor to this. You'll be fine. Now this one is quite difficult. This one has 8 energy weapons and 9 double heat sinks. Now, and the double heat sinks are maxed out. Perfect. To make life a little bit easier on you, it only has 4 medium lasers and 4 flamers. Now, 4 flamers, what does that look like? That's a flamer. A flamer is a flamethrower. It has 4 flamethrowers. Guys, 4 flamethrowers on a mech. Now, if your mech is heating up, what does your mech do when it heats up? It shuts down, right? And when it shuts down, you can't do anything. Now, it's up to the heat sinks inside that mech to keep your mech from shutting down. You could push the override button. You push the override button, you run the risk of the mech exploding. The purpose of the mech auto shutting down is because that prevents the mech. If the mech's not running, it can't explode. So if the mech is dangerously overheating and it's ready to explode, it shuts itself down so that it doesn't explode. It gives you enough time to eject. So you can forcibly eject yourself from the mech if you want to. There's a button you could push on the keyboard. So if you think that it's too much, you can't handle it, push before it shuts down, push the eject button, eject the pilot out of your mech, and let him keep overheating it. It'll eventually explode, and you're not in it, and you won't die. These flamers could be very dangerous if they have enough of them. And this one has 4. 4 is enough to cripple a small mech. It'll meant to blow up a small mech. Do some serious damage. Okay. See you in the morning. Love you too. I've been getting into interruptions. They're crazy. I don't know what's going on. It'll do some serious damage to a medium mech, and it will it'll almost cripple an assault. It might cripple an assault. It depends on how much heat sinks that particular mech has. If the mech has the maximum amount of heat sinks, it's going to take a little longer. If the mech don't have a lot of heat sinks, for example, look at a mech. If a mech has a lot of laser ports like this, if a mech has a lot of these, expect there to be a lot of heat sinks. Do not use flamers on mechs that have lasers like this. If you have a lot of this popping out of the front, do not pelt them with flamers. If you see a lot of missiles or ACs, that's who you want to chase this. That's who you want to have this guy chase down. You want to have this guy chase down people that have missiles and autocannons, because if you can cook off that armor, You can cook off that ammunition and missiles, and they explode. The whole thing will explode, and the pilot goes with it. Those flamers are very dangerous if you use them right. I mean, extremely dangerous. Not many mechs even use those. The Blackjack's one of the few mechs that actually does use flamers, and use it very well. Cicada is a very small mech. Cicada is mostly used for scout missions. I would have to say Hatchet Man is a light mech. I would personally use it for scouting. I put heavy duty sensors in it. I put heavy duty sensors in it, and I would put in targeting systems and try my best to get, locks for people that don't have ability to get good locks. So I use it as an assisted mech, basically. You're not going to get kills with that thing. You're not going to get many kills with that thing. All you can do is basically help, and that's it. Now the Ice Ferrets. Ice Ferret is a clan mech. It's a clan light mech, actually, in particular. Ice Ferrets, I believe, are made based off of the what they made it based off of. I think they made the Arctic Wolves. I think they based them off, maybe I'd like to say the Cicadas, or maybe they based them off of the I don't know. These might have been an original design. Funny feeling these are original design. I have funny, a lot of the clan mechs, a lot of them were made based off of the Innisphere mechs. But some in particular were actually based off of nothing. They just made them just to make them. I mean, this one in particular, I don't think was based off of any particular mech. The Kintaro, this is not a clan mech. I believe this was made by House Kurita. I think this is House Kurita's mech, I think. This is meant to carry short streak missiles. Meant to carry short streak missiles and lasers. Meant to run around the battlefield and giving people bloody noses. That's basically all it is. It's meant to be a real massive pain in the ass, and that's it. That's all light mechs really are good at, is being a massive pain in the ass. Phoenix Hawk, I believe, is a battle tech mech. The Phoenix Hawk, I believe, was made by House what house was it that made the Phoenix Hawk? I don't remember. One of the houses made the Phoenix Hawk. I'd like to say Free Rasselhog might have made the Phoenix Hawk. I think I'm starting to lose my brain. I think Free Rasselhog made the Phoenix Hawk. I think. So, don't quote me on this. But it was mainly meant for like defensive purposes on the main city, like patrol duty and stuff like that. Nothing real like severe, patrol duty, that type of stuff. Nothing severe. Shadowcat. This has a history, Battletech history dating back to a long time ago. This is made by I believe this is made by Clan Smoke Jaguar. Clan Smoke Jaguar, I think, first made the Shadow Cat. And it was, I think this was Clan Smoke Jaguar's first battle mech that they made. I think it was their only battle mech that they made. The Shadow Cat was basically the staple of Clan Smoke Jaguar for years, decades. I mean, it practically still is their go-to mech. It's small, it's quick. You could put some pretty decent. You could put some pretty heavy weapons on here. You could put lasers on here. You could put missiles on here. You could put anything on here. They have missiles on here. See? They have lasers. They have. I don't think Smoke Jaguar really is into autocannons. I don't think they really are really that. Yeah, they have an AC2 on here. And I believe this arm is for the ammunition, I think. This arm, they keep the ammo in it. The ammo for this weapon is stored in this arm right here. And they have a laser right up here. And they have sensors, extended sensors. Because there's an antenna right there. So, these mechs are pretty universal. I mean, they're pretty... For clan mechs, then it's pretty hardy. I mean, look, they have 2 machine guns right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lasers, and 2 machine guns, and one SRM launcher. I mean, all this in this little tiny package. Clan Smoke Jaguar absolutely did not screw around when they made this mech. This is the most versatile clan mech on the market right now. Clan Jade Falcon made the Stormcrow long time ago. Stormcrow is Jade Falcon's go-to mech. It's pretty versatile. It has a lot of different variants on it. You know, autocannons, lasers, missiles. I mean, a lot of stuff. I don't think they ever had a lot of stuff on the side torsos. I think the side torsos were mainly meant to protect the core. No, they do. I stand corrected. I think those are SRMs. Those are streaks. And these are PPCs. So those are PPCs. Those are clan PPCs, of course. Clans had to make their own versions of PPCs, so that one's pretty well decked out, I should say. This one has AC20s in it, I believe, and that's all it's got. It is AC20s. And maybe one small laser here, and that's it. I mean, not bad. Probably loaded down with a lot of ammo. That's my guess. So, Uziel. This is a mech that House Davion specifically made to guard. Uziels are made to guard the Royal Palace. These mechs are Royal Palace guards for House Davion. That's what their job is. Their job is only to guard the Royal Palace. So this is the flagship Davion mech. House Davion designed it. Let's see if they have the original. The original variant that was made to have. Okay. The original variant had 2 ER PPCs and let's see, light PPCs. No, that had 2 ERPPCs. Late PPC, no, ERPPCs. Let's see, ERPPCs, we need ERPPCs. I think the closest thing we're gonna get to the original one is this one. That's the original. Closest we're gonna get to the original one. This one in particular has 2 PPCs on either arm, 1 medium laser and 1 medium pulse laser. That's pretty damn close. The original mech that they used to stand guard for Davion's Palace has 2 ER PPCs, 2 ER medium lasers, and that's it. And it has a pretty fast engine in it, I should say. So the engine's pretty decent in it. So they keep it simple, mainly. So this is probably the closest you're gonna get to it. As far as looks goes, it has to have the original Davion camo on it. And the colors in particular, I think Davion, original Davion colors, I believe, are supposed to be like that orangey yellow, sort of like. I'll show you. Original Davion colors, they have Davion color schemes, but original Davion colors in particular, that Davion is supposed to use, I will show you what colors they are. That yellow and that red. Those are the Davion's 2 main colors. That red and that orange. That orange and that red. Those are Davion's 2 main colors right there. Okay. Let's see. So mechs, most Uziels, anything will have this paint scheme. Let me see if I can try and see if I got an exact paint scheme, what it's supposed to look like. Did I do it? Yeah, I think I. Yep, I think I came pretty damn close with this one. I think I might have screwed up. Is I think I put blue in here, and I don't think they had blue. I think it just looked like that. I think it just looked like that, and that's it. So. I think it looked like that. I think, guys, I think that's what it looked like. That's what the original Davion, House Davion paint scheme is supposed to look like. I think. Don't quote me on this. This is just a what? This is just a kind of like a random guess. It's supposed to have those 2 colors just like that, with that pattern right there. Not that. Okay, guys. That, I believe, that's what the original Davion paint scheme is supposed to look like. I think. According to Battletech, that's what it was supposed to look like anyway, but I don't know. I'm kind of like, you know, I'm kind of like on the ropes a little bit. So, anyway, I went on and on about random stuff tonight, but in the end, what's going on is that this game in particular has a long history, dating way back to the BattleTech universe. Now, if you really want to get way deep into the storyline with this thing, don't bother playing the games. Don't bother playing the board games or the role-playing games. You want to read the BattleTech novels. Now, I'm going to try and find information on the novels and try to post them in another live chat, or try to do a video on one of the novels. Try to get one of the novels and try to do a video on it. Try to do a video on it, and I'll try to explain to you guys the difference between the storyline novels and the storyline in all the games. I'll try to do something like that and try to post a video on it. I already have one of the games here, one of the board games. FASA was in charge of the board games. They were told to base them off the novels exactly. So that FASA board game there is as close to the novels as it's gonna get. Okay? So if you ever see anything that says BattleTech and it's made by FASA, that's as close to the novels as you're gonna get. Okay, guys? That's exactly what it's supposed to be. This game, or any game you're playing, there's gonna be some stuff that's made up. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of stuff that's made up. A lot of stuff that's in this game right now doesn't exist in the BattleTech universe. The Wolfhound, I don't believe they ever made a clan version of the I don't believe a clan version was ever made of the Wolfhound. I mean, the Wolfhound was only an IS mech as far as I know. It was only made in IS. They do have a clan version of it in the game. I don't believe a clan version was ever made in real life. Arctic Wolf, I believe, is only a clan mech. Yeah, it's only a clan mech. The Arctic Wolf was made by Clan Wolf, obviously. Almost all of Clan Wolf's mechs have a dog name. So, the name speaks for itself. The Assassin, I think that's a regular Innisphere mech. This is a light mech. The Assassin is, I don't remember what house made the Assassin, but I do know that the Assassin did not have a clan version made, and they did not base it off of anything else. The Blackjack I showed you guys, Clanners did not make another version of the Blackjack that I know of. Good thing they didn't, because the Blackjack is a really nasty mech to be up against. I'm telling you right now, it really is. The Blackjack is one mech that you do not want to mess with. Black Lantern. This one, I don't remember. I don't think this one even existed in BattleTech. The Black Lantern is a clan mech in particular. Clan, because if you look, it says right there, CER, medium laser, CATM, C means clan. Look under the quirks. This clan, narc, ammo, capacity. Clan, ammo. Clan, clan, clan. Everything is clan. The Black Lantern is a clan-only mech. I don't know. I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember information about it. But I am telling you guys right now, according to this game, it's a clan mech. As far as BattleTech goes, I don't remember the Black Lantern. I don't remember it in particular. The Bushwhacker was made by House Davion. I do know that. House Davion made these for patrolling. They use these in Pacific to patrol areas. These are good patrolling mechs. These are very, very good patrolling mechs. These can carry missiles, energy weapons, and they can carry ammunition weapons. They carry missiles here, AC cannons here, and lasers here. And they carry AC cannons here, and guess what? The ammunition is stored in the torso, which is right here. See? There's the ammunition right there. So it's a pretty simple mech. It does its job. And it has a big glass. But the glass is not forward facing, it's up facing. So you really have to, in order to hit it, you really have to have a really good aim on it. And most likely, if you're piloting a Bushwhacker, you're going to keep that upper torso moving at all times because you know that glass is facing up. You know they have a big glass up there. So you're going to keep the upper torso moving. So it's not going to be easy to hit a one shot on that glass. So the Blackjack's a really solid mech to own. It's probably one of the most solid IS mechs around. So me personally, if you're playing Innosphere, your first mech you should buy is a Bushwhacker. I'm telling you right now, it's probably one of the most versatile mechs you're ever going to own. There's so many different versions of it. This one has 2 ballistic, 4 energy, 2 missile, 1 AMS, no ECM. The hero version has 3 ballistic, 4 energy, 1 missile, 1 AMS, no ECM. This is the hero version. One of them is the champion version, and I don't remember which one is the champion version. I think this is the champion version. I think that's the champion version. So this is the champion version. This is the hero version. The champion version has 1 ballistic, 2 energy, 4 missiles, and 2 AMS, and 0 ECM. Now, why does it have 2 AMS? I'll tell you why. Let's say you have somebody's flinging an AC-20 at you, right? Somebody's launching an AC-20 at you. 1 AMS is not going to block a full volley of LRM-20s, right? Somebody's launching a full volley of LRM-20s at you. 1 AMS is not going to cut it. You need an AMS and a laser AMS. You need both at the same time. Laser AMS will pick off some of them. Regular AMS will pick off all stragglers. It's a guarantee that no missile will hit you. It takes up a lot of slots, but using both AMSs, it's an automatic guarantee nothing's going to touch you. Period. You don't want to be touched, if all possible, in a Bushwhacker, because Bushwhackers don't have a lot of armor because of the size. It's a medium mech. Medium mechs do not have a lot of armor. And their speed is sort of like average for a medium mech. So you could sacrifice the armor and make it go faster. That you could do. But you do not want to sacrifice the weapons. You want to make sure you have weapons and enough of them to defend yourself. You're not going. Bushwhacker's not meant for defense. It's not meant for assault. It's meant for defense. You're defending a position. You're not scouting. Bushwhackers are not scouts. They're not assault mechs. They're not scouts. They're sort of like base defenders. They like posting in positions where of great heights. Like you have LRMs in particular. Bushwhackers like to launch LRMs from high distances. Make sure they have a lot of AMSs on them. They like to have autocannons with a lot of ammo. Lasers on them as well. I mean, there's a lot you can do with the Bushwhacker. It's one of the most well-rounded mechs in the game. If you are in Innisphere or are thinking about being only a my brain's starting to go. If you are thinking about being a mercenary or being in Innisphere, it would be in your best interest to pick up a Bushwhacker. I'm telling you right now. A Bushwhacker should be your first Innisphere mech you get. If you learn to play on this game with the Bushwhacker, you'll do just fine. I'm telling you right now. Especially one that has one of everything. It has some lasers, some missiles, some autocannons, and some AMS. Bushwhackers have a little bit of everything on them. Some of them have a lot of one thing. Some of them, you want one that has a little bit of everything, like this one. Even this one's got a little bit of everything. They all pretty much have a little bit of everything. They're all well-rounded. The one I bought, I like this version, personally. This is my favorite. I like this one. This one's my favorite. I own this one. This one has 3 ballistics, 3 energies, 3 missiles, and 1 AMS. This one does not have 2 AMSs. This one only has 1. And I have a laser AMS. Because I believe in if somebody's going to hit me, I believe in ducking behind cover. I don't just take the hit. I duck behind cover. I make sure I have cover right next to me. So if someone's firing missiles at me and I see incoming missiles, my lazy butt is behind cover as soon as possible. That's what I do. Okay, guys. And Bushwhackers have enough speed where you can get behind cover without getting hit. So these are very good mechs to have. Then you have Centurions. Centurions are different. They're not spectacular, of course. Some of them are ugly as dog shit, like this one. I mean, they're not the best mechs in the whole entire freaking world. But the one thing they do have going for them, I'm telling you right now, is they're freaking cool looking. I mean, granted, this one's pink, which is annoying as hell, but this one's pretty neat. This one's pretty nifty. The ones without anything on them, average. I mean, nothing spectacular. Now, you have to understand, this arm here, this arm can have weapons on it. This arm can have lasers on it. But that's about it. This arm has to have the shield here at all times. So this arm in particular can hold a laser right there. Once in a while you will see on variants, different variants, you'll see lasers on that arm. So this variant does not have a laser on that arm. Let's see. The variant I have has a laser on that arm. Pull up the one I have. Let's see. See, I have a laser on that arm. You don't see it, but I do have a laser on that arm. Yeah, see, I'm not seeing any weapons on that arm. That's so weird. See, now this one has the shield in different places. This is a big freaking shield, by the way. I don't know why. Why is it pink? That's what I'd like to know. I don't see a weapon. I don't see a laser on that one at all. I'm curious. One ballistic. It's probably right there. 3 energy. So, energy, we're talking about 1, 2, 'So now the third one, I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. I don't know where it is. I wonder if the third one is on the hand and you just don't see it. I wonder if the third one's right here somewhere. All I know is that there's one here, and the third one, I don't know, but I think it's right here. I think it's somewhere on this arm. I think this one has a third laser on it. This one has a laser on this arm. I think this is the only variant that has a laser, has a weapon on this arm. And this is only one that has a shield that's half the size of the mech. Again, the shield is useless. It's useful if you want to like load this thing down with armor, like max it out with max the armor out on this side, on this arm. I mean, completely max it out. Then the torso, max it out. Everything else you can go easy on. If someone's going to shoot you, twist the torso like this and let this take the damage. That's why this thing is helpful. This mech is very helpful because it has a shield. Just make sure you load, put a case on it, load it full of armor. I mean, max the armor out to its capacity. Armor and the torso, both. And make sure you learn how to torso twist. So if you're gonna fire, but if they're gonna fire back, twist your torso. Let them hit this. Let them hit this. Then twist back, fire. Let them hit this. Twist back, fire. See? That's what this thing is for. Yes, this thing is ugly as sin, but having this, awful helpful. Again, it's not just for show. The purpose is to get the fire off of your mech. You don't want them to hit this. If they hit this, you're going to die quicker. If they blow this arm off, you still have this. This still works. You're still okay. You could just run. You could just run as fast as you can. Not a big deal. So they blew the arm off. Big deal. You're still alive. You could have been dead. That could have been your core that got blown off. And you could have been dead. But instead, they blew an arm off. That's it. You're still alive. You could still walk. Your legs are fine. Your torso is fine. Your other arm is fine. One arm is blown off. So you turn around and run like hell. Done. That's basically what it boils down to. So, in reality, this thing is ugly as sin. But out of all the Centurions, I can see these shields are useless. I mean, they really don't cover a lot. I mean, granted, they do cover the core and the torso. Yes, they do. All they have to do is just blow the torso and the arm will fall off. All I have to do is destroy the torso right here. This right here. All I have to do is aim for this. If they aim for this and destroy it, arm will fall off. So this shield's no good. This shield, this you can use. The size of that thing, it's huge. So I mean, the variants do matter, but if they have something other than if they have something on them, look at the mechs themselves. You see a shield there, that's fine. You see one with a shield that big, that could come in handy. Of course, granted, you might have to just redo it just a little bit. I mean, it has 3 energies, 1 ballistic, 1 missile. It's very simple. It's a very, very simple mech. It's not meant to be a really big, heavy-duty mech. Because you're supposed to have, in this one, you're supposed to have all the armor here and here. And less armor here and here. This is supposed to load it down with armor, and this is supposed to load it down with armor. This is not. This is like midpoint. And this one you have to remember, fire, turn. Fire, turn. I mean, every mech is different. Every mech is there for a reason. You have to know what the reason is. This mech in particular is called a dervish. And this is an inner sphere mech, I think. I think this is House Kurita, I think. This mech is quite odd. I think this is the House Kurita version of the Enforcer. I think the Dervish is supposed to resemble House Davion's version of the Enforcer. I think this is House Davion's mech. The Dervish, I think, is House Kurita's mech. So each house presents themselves with different equipment. So I don't know. As far as I remember. The Griffin, I believe, might have been House Steiner, I think. Probably because the hero mech was blue. And the champion mech was red and yellow. So the hero mech is blue. Then I'm guessing this might be a House Steiner medium mech. So it does make sense in a way. It really does. Now the champion and the hero mechs are based off of the Battletech Universe storyline. The original Battletech Universe storyline. Hatchet Man really was a mech. It did exist in the Battletech Universe. The only difference is that this hatchet was actually being used in the Battletech Universe. It actually used the actual hatchet. Of course, in this game, hatchet is useless. It doesn't work. There is no melee weapons that actually work, actually function as melee weapons. They didn't add melee weapons to this game. But in the Battletech universe, that hatchet was used as a hatchet. The hatchet was really meant to cleave the mechs in half. That's what its purpose was. But in this video game, the hatchets and the melee weapons are just for show. That's it. Yeah, it's kind of bogus, but I guess they couldn't get it to work. Now, the Black Knights. The Black Knights in particular are only House Davion, and they're only meant as to be palace guards. Black Knights and the Uziels are palace guards. House Davion usually has Uziels, Black Knights, Urban Mechs, and I'd like to say Awesomes, maybe. Yeah, maybe once in a while, if it's really getting hairy out there, they'll have Awesomes out there. But I don't think so. Mostly, you'll see Uziels and Black Knights. Those are mainly palace guards. They're mainly meant for show. So, I mean, they really can hold their own in the battlefield. I mean, seriously, they can hold their own and then some. So, the one I have really kicks everybody's butt. But, I mean, they're not meant for direct combat that this game puts out. Now, the Mad Dog, the Vulture. The Vulture is the Innisphere version of the Mad Dog. The Mad Dog was created by Clan Wolf. But they created it based off of Vulture. Now, there was a Vulture left in the battlefield that was not salvageable. Completely unsalvageable. It must have exploded, I guess. According to the novels, it was unsalvageable. So, what Clan Wolf did was they took a couple of parts back. They briefly took a sketch of what it looked like and created the Mad Dog based off those sketches. So they based this mech off of a Vulture. What they did was, a Vulture has the thing in the middle, like the Mad Dog has, and it has the missile bays on both torsos. Now the Vulture, when you have to fire missiles, the doors open and the missiles launch, and the doors close. Now, my guess is that when they found the Vulture, it probably didn't have doors on it because the doors probably got blown off. Don't forget, there's missiles stored in the torsos. So most likely, if the mech goes, the missiles are gonna cook off and explode. So the doors are gonna get blown off. They probably didn't see doors on there, so they made it without doors. The Innisphere version of the Vulture Innisphere version has doors, so that this way, if you fire a missile, the door opens, fires the missile, then closes. It does that, so this way you don't know that there's missiles in there. You have armor protecting the missiles. Now on the Mad Dog, you have open missile bays. All you have to do is fire a couple of lasers at those missile bays. Missiles cook off, they explode, and the whole entire section explodes. If this whole entire section is dead, arm falls off. Done. easiest way to blow up a mech is completely destroy one section, completely destroy one torso. If this torso's destroyed, arm falls off. Dead serious. Torso cannot hold the arm if the torso's dead. The torso's gone, it's blown off. How can it hold the arm? People always aim for the arms. Or aim for the arms. Aim for the torso. If you blow the torso, arm can't stand. Why? Because the torso's gone. The torso is holding the arm. So blow the torsos. Nobody does that. Everybody aims for the cores. All you have to do is aim for the torso. It blows the arm with it. All you have to do is cook off the torsos, get rid of them. Or blow both legs. And the whole thing goes away if you blow both legs. So that's one thing you can do. Rifleman. Rifleman is an inner sphere mech. The Rifleman is made to only have the Rifleman is made to have ammunition in particular. They usually have autocannons, rotary cannons, AC cannon, ACs, autocannons, autocannon 20s. Sometimes you'll see rotary cannons on there. Right here, rotary cannons, aka Gatling guns. They call them rotary cannons. They're really called Gatling guns. That's what that's what their true names are. They do have Gatling guns in this game. They're called rotary cannons. Gatling, if you know in particular what a Gatling gun is, and you know what it's capable of, then you might want to try a rotary cannon in this game. A rotary cannon is a Gatling gun. And if you know anything about a Gatling gun fires more shots than a machine gun does. And the bullets on a Gatling gun are bigger than a machine gun. Machine gun has smaller bullets, but it fires more ammo. So machine guns are pelting little pellets at the enemies. A Gatling gun is firing bigger bullets. It's firing it faster. So you're pumping heavier rounds and more rounds downfield with a rotary gun than you are a regular gun. So you really have to start thinking about the weapons and what they're capable of, the speed of the fire. If you want a mech that's going to aim for just the glass compartments, this Rifleman with the rotary cannons, absolutely perfect. This variant is absolutely perfect for you, because I'm telling you right now, this one will be absolutely perfect. If you're aiming for just the glass here, you need 2 rotary cannons attached to this bad boy. I'm telling you, you will seriously start absolutely shredding them. You'll start shredding people like crazy. These rotary cannons were made to shred the compartment glass. That's what they made it to do. They could shred heads. They could shred legs. They're meant to shred sensitive areas. Like if you want to aim for missile bays. For example, if you want to aim for something like this. You want to aim for that? Rotary cannon. Aim for that with a rotary cannon. You'll cook off that section. The whole section will explode. And unless they have a case, this will take damage. If they don't have a case, this will take damage. So in the end, that's what it's all about. It's all about how how you decide to set up the mech, and how will it perform in the long run. Okay, guys. Um,